Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I said this many times, and I didn't say it because I want to defend anyone. I just want to make sure that people understand the context and don't be so judgmental in the horrible actions the Russian military might have done, because I'm pretty sure, based on evidence, historical evidence, that other armies have done it, do it right now, and will do it, which is unfortunately war crime. It doesn't mean that, hey, you should ignore it, but get your outrage a little bit lower, because the militaries that you probably pay money for out of your taxes did the same thing at one point or another. So a little bit of being humbleness, is that how we call it? Or not. I just said this many times that yes, in a war you have a different reaction than right here. Everything is beautiful. You got your coffee next to you. Everything is good. We can philosophize. We're going to say that we're going to follow the Geneva Convention. We have it right here, and we're going to talk about it, and we agree to follow everything over there. But when you're over there in the trenches or in the field fighting mano to mano, face to face, you will act differently. And I said it many times, and probably a lot of people said, we don't have any evidence. The evidence is there. You just have to, how should I put it, take some of your time and look into it. There's over there. Here it is, and I can give you examples. My Li, for instance, or My Lai, that's one. Abu Ghraib is another one, and many others. During the Second World War as well, remember those German guards that were executed by the Americans right on the spot. And there are also pictures on YouTube. You can watch them or look at them. So, Russia Today. I know these are liars, but unfortunately these liars are using a telegraph, the other liars. So, July 3rd, British commandos may have executed 80 civilians, lawyers say. The Guardian, not the Telegraph. So, lawyers have told the UK Public Inquiry Panel that SAS troops targeted fighting-age males in Afghanistan. British Special Air Services (SAS) troops may have killed dozens of unarmed civilians in Afghanistan as they allegedly carried out a policy of eliminating, and I'm quoting, all fighting-age males while raiding homes between 2010 and 2013, lawyers for families of the victims have told the UK investigative panel, the Guardian newspaper reported on Sunday. So this is what they say, a policy. So it's not these guys crapped their pants and got all upset and mowed them down. They claim it was a policy of elimination. So that is like the Nazis did with their final Trabalabaluba. London-based law firm Late Day submitted fresh claims citing at least 30 suspicious incidents that resulted in the death of more than 80 Afghans. A public inquiry into alleged war crimes by UK forces in Afghanistan was launched in December, led by Lord Justice Haddon Cave, who issued a call for evidence for all interested parties in March. SAS soldiers allegedly target young Afghan males encountered during their raids, regardless of the threat they posed, end quote. One of the troops, and I'm quoting, personally killed 35 Afghans during a 6-month deployment to the country, according to Late Day filing. The killings were typically justified based on claims that the Afghans were armed, but in some incidents there were more people shot dead than there were weapons found. Senior officers raised concerns at the time that UK troops were showing, and I'm quoting, a casual disregard for life, end quote. Too many video games, maybe? Lawyers for the Afghan families said, But military authorities responded with, and I'm quoting, a wide-ranging, multi-layered and years-long cover-up, end quote. The raids of Afghan compounds were carried out in search of Taliban fighters, often at night during the UK's deployment of Helmand Province, the Guardian said. Earlier reports suggested that there may have been 54 people murdered by a single SAS unit, but lawyers for the families now claim that more troops were involved over a longer period of time than previously thought. The lawyers claim to have found, and I'm quoting, credible evidence of a widespread and systematic pattern of unlawful and extrajudicial killings. Now that's bad. An investigation by military police ended in 2019 when UK defense officials said no evidence of criminal wrongdoing had been found. However, the lawyers claimed that the Special Forces headquarters deleted, and I'm quoting, an unknown quantity of data, end quote, shortly before police arrived to examine possible evidence, despite having been ordered by investigators not to erase any material stored on their servers. Well, if you do this as a private citizen, that's a felony right there. That means prison time for you. Okay? Okay, we got that. I like the words these guys used, alleged. That's very important. So, as of now, nobody obviously is guilty of anything because they're still working at it. The fact that the lawyers, the attorneys, picked up the case, that means that, as I said, enough evidence to assess, is how it is said. I want to be kind of accurate, credible. That's credible evidence of a widespread and systematic pattern of unlawful and extrajudicial killings. This is the lawyers, what they claim. So if they pick this, when you go and talk to a lawyer, the lawyers know exactly based on your statements if that has a case, there's a case over there or not. If they picked it, that means they have a chance, winning chance. Otherwise, they will not pick it. They don't want to lose, right? Even if they take your money, which is not a lot, you are going to, they're going to have a bad reputation by losing. That's how they increase their credibility and value by winning cases. So the fact that these guys are trying again and trying even harder, systematic, and the policy doesn't sound good at all. If it would have been just, how do they put it, cases that were, here and there, sporadic and just triggered by someone crapping his pants or being in the trenches too long or not having his Coca-Cola on time or air conditioning, I understand that kind of, well, but in this case, these guys claim, no, wait a second, there was a policy, there were some orders, it was done systematically. That's bad. And that tells you a organization, not only one person who acted because his Coca-Cola did not show up cold enough. Yeah. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Remember, I don't want to say they all, but I'm pretty sure each and every army conducted hanky-panky stuff because we are human and the war is the same. And we have our limitations and we kind of react the same under this kind of pressure. As tough as we might be, as a general rule. It doesn't mean that there were not special cases over there. There were, probably there were, and they refused to. But it's always, you can measure how stressed. Okay, I'm stressed, man, I'm very stressed. And you say, yes, I'm very stressed. Do you think that our level of very stress is the same? I guarantee you it's not. How can we measure it? Even if you try to, that's why you say, hey, I'm stressed too. I'm very stressed too. Do you think we have the same level? We don't know. We can measure it very falsely, or how should I put it, on average, but you never know, like brown. It was the color brown, let's say, give an example, the shade, the nuance. Okay, I saw a brown, but a light brown. In my brain, I can see a light brown, but I don't know what exactly shade of brown or nuance of brown you see in your brain. But we think about light brown, so it's not dark brown. I don't know if I can give you this as an example. But I understand, the same here. If you act in a certain way, under pressure, you crack and you do it. But these guys are talking about systematic policy. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.